She got hips, I got a grip for her. Ass, the nigga had more.
So I should have known I would have eventually found my way to that part of TikTok. I assume if you're watching this, you either have seen this infamous TikTok account around for the memes, or you've never heard of it and clicked the thumbnail because you were thirsty for the cat girl. If that's the case, I really don't blame you, because she's one of the main reasons for all this fuss. This rabbit hole actually goes way deeper than you'd expect. Let me explain. TikTok. Home of unregulated, unprotected children and a concerning amount of danger for them. Let me tell you, though there's a lot of unfunny people who migrated there from Vine and bad dancers from Musical.ly, TikTok actually has some pretty funny content if you know where to look. It all began one dark, stormy night when I was browsing Instagram for stolen TikTok memes. I was a happy dragon holding on to my innocence when I came across this.
Every time the beat drop.
You may have the same reaction I did when I first saw this. What the fuck is this? And why is it strangely arousing? With time, more TikToks of these cat girls started popping up, and each one left me with more questions than my brain could produce answers. I was so damn intrigued by what the hell I was seeing that I started an obsessive Google search for the source of this madness. I had to know what sick pervert was animating these cat girls and putting them on TikTok. But each time I searched the words cat girl and TikTok together, all I got were anime femboys. That wasn't what I was looking for, and no matter what I searched, I just found no trace of them. I grew more and more frustrated because I had to know who was responsible for this thing right here. Until finally, the answer came to me. It led me to a TikTok account called Tito Lizzardo, and it was, indeed, the source of the weirdly horny TikTok cat girls. I got my confirmation when I clicked a random video, and this is what came up.
From the top, make it drop, that's a wet. Get a bucket and a mop, that's a wet. I'm talking wop, 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 that's a wet. Macaroni in a pot.
Look, there's so much to unpack here. These cats are dancing to a cover of WAP? W-A-P? I don't know, WAP. So I'm not sure if that's a self-aware joke or not. And and it's a fucking sad piano version of it. And the worst part is, it's good. They're genuinely better dancers than most of TikTok's entire population. This is so damn surreal. What on earth is happening here? Also, the free version didn't allow me to see the comments, so I made a TikTok account for science so I could see them. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I found out they had a YouTube channel, so of course I had to investigate that. It actually had way longer videos, since TikTok only allows for like 15-ish seconds. They got full-on animated music videos with voice actors sung covers. My biggest surprise though, these characters actually have a backstory. They have context for how they met and all of that. In the very first video, this purple cat was little and he grew up with his friend Juan, that's the purple cat. And their thirst-trapped friend here is known as Catty B. Is this a pun for Cardi B? I don't know, maybe. So the Tito Lizzardo accounts are actually showcasing these, I assume teenagers, just having fun in a really fancy Miami house making TikToks. So we finally have context for why this account exists, and to be honest, I like it. The YouTube videos have little skits and stories behind them. They're just a bunch of friends having fun in Miami, and they have this little subplot where Tito has a bit of a crush on Catty, and it's honestly kinda cute. The YouTube channel is surprisingly wholesome. And then in contrast, you got the fucking TikTok. Keep in mind, TikTok is populated mostly by kids. I imagine for a lot of kids, and adults, this might just awaken something in them.
I don't wanna lose now. I'm looking right at the other half of me. It's time to stop.
It's kind of disappointing that all their songs are covers of existing songs. They don't seem to have any original ones. I admit the voice actors for Tito and Caddy B are godly singers, and they even made a video cover of Hips Don't Lie, which now has human girls in it? Excuse me, what?
Never really knew that she could dance like this. Hey girl, I can see your body moving.
Yeah, so this particular video is very bizarre, because instead of a fully animated environment, they're now filming on a live location and integrating the animation on it. It doesn't look very good. Just saying. I was also wondering who the hell are these girls who suddenly appeared so much that he was so excited to work with them on this. Wow! Except that Caddy B is better than them? Like, in every way? Imagine dancing with an animated cat that isn't even well integrated into the shot, and she's better than you? To be fair, you can make an animated character do anything, so I'm not sure it's fair to compare two human beings with a computer program. But from what I've seen from Twin Melody, either the video is really poorly shot and they don't show them dancing for more than 3 seconds without cutting, or their skills are kinda meh. So of course I had to check out their TikTok, which leads me to believe their skills are kinda meh. There's really nothing that special about their dancing or their brand or even their style. Except for this one video where they're dancing outside in crop tops in the middle of winter. This is pretty cool. That one was pretty cool, I guess. Like, by the way, as much as people thirst over this cat, you have to admit she's a really good dancer. Like, insanely good. I genuinely love the animation on her dance moves. Thirst trap or not, the animator did a really good job. It's actually kind of refreshing to see some actual good dancing in the middle of all this mediocre shit on TikTok. Which is funny because Caddy B and her cat friend seem to be the only people here with actual talent. Despite being the leader of the group and stuff, Tito actually fucking sucks. If this orange lizard thing were a human boy, there would literally be absolutely nothing special about him, which is kind of a problem for this anthro gang of TikTokers. Save for Caddy B and the cat girls, everybody else here is a pretty mediocre dancer. Which just makes it clear they're just getting that fame on the internet because they're an animated TikTok group. After witnessing all of this, I had to wonder who's behind this thing. Was it an animator who wanted to make their own animated version of the Hype House with a weird emphasis on cat girls? Was it a couple independent singers who wanted a more unique animated element to their covers? Was this a game, some kind of app, or even an obscure foreign TV show? The truth is actually pretty surprising. So if you've taken a look at the YouTube channel, for science of course, you'll notice all these characters for the most part speak Spanish, despite them being in Miami? Actually, they kind of switch between English and Spanish, but in a really strange, unnatural way. You know how Latino people speak English with an accent, and English speakers speak Spanish with an accent too? It's the accent that makes that blend between languages more believable. Except those guys speak 100% fluently in both and have no accents at all, which makes them look more like AIs than human voice actors. For a while, this really puzzled me. Why on earth these people were speaking Spanish in Miami, and why it sounded like they were pandering to both audiences? Until some research in Spanish prompted me to find the companies behind Tito Lizzardo. Yes, companies! Turns out Sony Music is behind this thing, with Anima Studios, a Mexican studio, behind the animation. Almost all the articles I could find on this were in Spanish, and there honestly weren't that many to begin with. There's very little info on who exactly is behind this, who voices who and such. All we know is they market these little TikTok animals as the first virtual Latino artists. So in essence, Tito Lizzardo here is like a Western version of Hatsune Miku. That's essentially what this is. They're virtual idols who interact with real-life people through social media as if they were real. Granted, it's not exactly the same cause Vocaloid idols don't have voice actors who sing. It's actually made with a voice program built in the computer. But Tito Lizzardo does have the spirit of a Vocaloid idol. Tito's accounts all started around June-ish 2020, and even then there's so little info on who the team behind all this is. All I could find was Tito Lizzardo and friends live in Miami and always wanted to record an album or something. And now they managed to get hired, and Sony Music's gonna release 26 songs by them throughout 2021, half of which are original songs. Which honestly, hey, I'm kind of looking forward to it. This is a really unique thing that no one has really tried before. TikTok with animated characters, with a whole backstory around them too. I don't have a deliberate issue with anything here, it's just something that was really new and has never been done before. But it's not like this thing is without its problems. TikTok is a platform full of kids, and this is the kind of shit they're posting on there.
Now from the make it, that's some. Now get up in the mouth, that's some.
I think it's justifiable that a few eyebrows are raised. Not to mention, a lot of the time they make pretty obvious references that a lot of the characters are Latinos, which if Catty B and her cat girls are supposed to be, seems a bit fetishistic, if you ask me, as Latina girls are very often just sexualized for existing. I also forgot to mention, the YouTube channel has all the videos with comments turned off, which is probably one of two possibilities. Either they were getting way too many thirsty comments, or YouTube flagged it as for kids. I'm not sure which is worse. I honestly don't really know what Sony Music's goal with this is. To sell more music? To pander to a younger audience? To pander towards Vocaloid lovers? Though it's a cool idea for like an indie animator to do, I just don't know what a company like Sony would want with something like this. But oh well, what do I know? They're just animated cats. I guess that's about the end of Where the Rabbit Hole. Hope you guys are doing great, and I hope you're having a great week. Take some time to appreciate the new batch of fan art, it looks great. Thanks so much to everybody who sent me fan art. I love getting it. It reminds me that my work is being seen and at least appreciated. As usual, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.